This is the Town of Hempstead Board of Appeals, September 17th, 9:30 meeting. Will everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Chairman, do you have any opening remarks?
A few brief comments for those those of you who have not appeared before us in the past. The procedures we follow are we will call for any adjournments first, take care of those, get them out of the way. If there are no adjournments, we'll then start calling the calendar. The proceedings are videotaped. They're archived so that you can refer to them in the future. We accept just about any evidence within reason. We'll conduct the hearings. The hearings are conducted in the following manner. The applicant will make their case. Then if there are any people who are here in opposition, they will be heard. And then we allow the applicant to sum up. And we then close the hearings. Once we close the hearings, we will not take any additional evidence. We do have a court reporter. Everything will be taken down for future reference. If there are no, I think that's about it. Patrick, if you want to start calling the calendar, please.
Mr. Chairman, there are no cases on for adjournment. The first case we have is 1320 of 25, Franklin Square, Kiwanis of Franklin Square, amusement ride, special event, duration September 25th, 2025 through September 28th, 2025, also known as Town of Hempstead Parking Lot, FS3.
One renewal, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Hi, Gail.
Good morning. I'm sorry, my voice is harsh from the baseball game yesterday, so I'm sorry. We won, that's all I care about, Mets. Good morning, my name is Gregory Cajus, 412 Coolidge Street, West Hempstead. I am the past lieutenant governor of Kiwanis International, and we're having a carnival. Oh, am I supposed to continue? Oh, we're having a carnival on 9/25 to 9/28. Which will be Thursday at 5 p.m. till 10 p.m. Friday, that was Thursday, Friday from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. And then Saturday, 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. And Sunday, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. I've already notified the 5th precinct. They all have patrol cars like they did the past couple of years. We already have the porta potties. We took care of it with the sanitation. And everything we do is to raise money for the children. Well, in a nutshell.
When are you going to start setting up?
Set up the day before.
We've heard that before.
Oh, and I did.
Unfortunately, we've had complaints about that the setup starts on Monday, so we're going to monitor it this week. We're going to make sure that you don't set up prior to the day before the event, and you have 24 hours after the close of the event to remove everything.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, may I ask you, you mentioned the 5th precinct and sanitation, the rest of it. Do you have members of the Kiwanis or other community folks involved in serving as sort of a security?
Well, we have our own, the S&M rides also has their security men. So they have two. I remember we discussed this last year.
Yeah.
That's what we did. So we ended up having the 105th precinct. We had 3 patrol cars there. Plus we had our own security. Plus I was there.
Now,
So we had a total of maybe around, say, 6.
so at all times, there'll be a number of
Yes,
folks?
there'll be a number. Yes,
Okay,
they will
let
be.
me finish the question before, because she has to take it down. We can't speak over one another. Do those folks have generally for these types of events, either it's parishioners or other members, depending on who's throwing the event, they'll have, let's say, a red shirt with white words security, so that, number one, if someone needs help, they know how to find them. Number two, even if someone doesn't need help, anyone who might be thinking of doing something that's not appropriate at least has this sense of there being people monitoring the affairs. Do you have a plan for these folks wearing something to identify them clearly to the amusement goers?
Yes, well, the police department, they're in uniform. They're not playing.
Right, beside the
That's
police
why.
department.
Yeah, the other security members, they're wearing neon yellow shirts that say security and it says S&M Carnival.
Okay.
So they do have it.
And how many does S&M
They'll
Carnival?
provide two. It's not as, the carnival isn't as big as, so they have two, and then we have the three from NY.
No, leaving the police out of the equation.
3 to 4.
Okay, and are your folks also
Yes.
wearing
Oh,
a
yes.
shirt?
Yes,
that
but
matches?
we have a Kiwanis shirt.
Does it say security on it?
It'll say security tomorrow. I'll get it.
Okay, yeah, please do.
Okay.
I'd like that. It's actually important.
And
There's a couple nights that you're staying open past 10 o'clock. I think you're familiar with the rule that you need to stop the music by 10 o'clock?
Yes, that we know. Yes.
Okay, and there's no issue of any lights. Sometimes when events take place near neighborhoods, make sure there's no lighting that's being shined into. And as your sanitation, your personal sanitation groups, not the people who pick up the garbage.
No, not personal. Yeah.
Okay, so as it relates to those people, the personal sanitation, the people that aren't part of the town sanitation,
Yes.
are those folks every evening trying to make sure that,
Yes.
you don't even know the question yet,
We're gonna
trying to make sure that the trash, with these kinds of things, someone eats the cotton candy leaving and they throw the thing on the street, in the neighborhood and such. Do you have people who can at least each evening or each morning go around and check it and pick up any debris that has come clearly from this carnival/amusement event?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
that concludes your presentation, sir?
I'm sorry, sir.
Does that conclude your presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We have someone here in opposition. Gregory Lawrence Talt. Okay, come up, sir.
Can I give you these also, these other letters from other business owners?
Just make reference to them and we'll
Yes.
present them, okay? Raise your right hand, sir.
Yes.
Swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Lawrence Talt, 984 Hempstead Turnpike, Franklin Square. I'm a
Morning.
business owner over there.
You're-
And we've had, as you alluded to, quite a few problems. I have a few questions. One, a week's notice from a business standpoint is horrible. I don't know how long ago they came for the permit, but in my mind, it should be anywhere from 3 to 6 months ahead so the business community around it can order appropriately. Because I've ordered stuff that would be coming in during it, which is going to create a lot of chaos over there. Number two, they haven't been good neighbors. Greg and I just had a nice conversation. In my opinion, they're asking forgiveness and not permission because they've already made the contracts. They already have everything in line. Before they come to you to ask for a permit, this is a done deal. So my complaint, my feelings, and the business community and the surrounding neighbors, what we say is, for the most part, irrelevant. This is done, but we need to turn around and looking forward, whether it's Kiwanis or any other group, this should have been done 6 months ago.
Excuse me. Sir, how early do you start making preparations for these events?
Every year we have it at the same time.
Okay.
Around same like last year and the year before. So
Is it
we
a
know.
particular weekend in September? Is it the last weekend in September every
Yes.
year?
Yes.
Okay, well,
So-
we just did have that conversation, and he said that this is what it is. And then, that's not on me, but I was saying, you guys should have any group, whether it's them or anybody else, having this permit should have been issued a while ago. He didn't come to me and say, I'm having it again. I came back from vacation on Monday, and this was on my desk. So
Can I ask you, you mentioned deliveries, you expect that now you'll have trouble receiving them.
I'm spending a lot of money that I'm not going to be able to get back for an extended period of time now because it's also seasonal. It's Halloween's coming up, blow-ups, things like that.
I understand.
I would have sent them to my other store or cut back my order.
I just wanted to further understand. So is it because the event is blocking the delivery?
Dramatically reduced my customer count. Last year, I had, because they did close the parking lot on Monday last year, but I lost about 400 customers last year during the fair.
Okay, I'm just trying to understand how this is, so maybe it's something we can address. So you're saying because that event blocks the customers from coming. So you would have sent, I understand. I thought it was the deliveries of the things that was being blocked.
The vendor that he has has worked with us very well last year, moving stuff to create a path. But the problems with the security at the thing which you addressed created where at night by like 5, 6 o'clock, I had no customers. Neither did the other businesses, which I just dropped off some letters because they said they were having difficulty signing, getting their comments on the website. I think since this is a done deal going forward, Greg and I just spoke, we need to have months in advance. There used to be a different group that had a carnival there, and they used to include the businesses. They would come months ahead and try to incorporate, and to mitigate people's inconvenience and loss, they would invite them to be vendors in the fair to try to help build, an alliance, because they do good work with the money, but you also can't cost everybody else all this trauma. So, I mean, again, to me, me being here is just to say we need to do this months in advance. I believe that you guys should be hearing his thing months in advance, whether it's in Franklin Square or Belmore or anywhere else.
So are you now, since you guys spoke, did you resolve the vendor? Like, are they?
Yes.
No, we're not included this year.
Okay. Is that something you're going to consider going forward?
That's not a problem.
I think that's a great idea.
But
I've known him for years.
in the future, when you start doing your planning,
Yes.
it would be beneficial if you incorporated all the vendors in the neighborhood so that they could participate, maybe make some helpful suggestions.
No, definitely.
Right.
We have a street fair, and we do street fairs. That's where it's all the community, business owners, everybody. We don't even charge for certain, like if it's in front of a store, we'll give them a free spot.
Right, but
To help.
But as he said, this particular event
Yes.
is going to decrease his customer flow for a specific time period that's important to his business for Halloween, he said. So including them in all of them sounds like a very good idea if you guys could agree on
No,
something
we
in
did,
that
we
regard.
did, we did.
And we
next year,
also know that next year it's going to be the same weekend, the last weekend
I'll mark it on my
in
calendar.
September, and you should let the other people in the neighborhood, the business people in the neighborhood, make them aware of that.
And
All right,
could-
and the issue about setting up early, I know last year we had complaints, they set up early. You're aware of the fact that, and you heard this gentleman, he said they're going to set up the day before, and if that is not the case, I would appreciate you notifying the office. Okay, we don't have a way of policing it, you do, you're there.
Yeah,
Also-
one other question it's a related one, because you guys, the town is very large. When somebody's coming to ask for a setup for a carnival or something, how early do you accept their application?
we often end up with them here in this fashion, or a week, 2 weeks, as it relates to when the process actually starts before we see it. Who's best to speak about that, Patrick, or is that Joe?
You can file your paperwork as early as June, or you can file your paperwork, sorry. You have, assuming the board grants your application, you have 4 months to pick up your permit. So obviously, it's extended for 4 months. So you could do it in June, and that would give you enough time to get it on a calendar, notify everybody, and pick up your
But
permit.
if you guys had this hearing 3 or 4 months ago, whatever issues that we had could have been resolved ahead of time.
advance.
I think it's incumbent on you guys to have these hearings for an event, whether it's in Belmore or Franklin Square or anywhere else, a few months ahead.
We can't chase them, you know.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that you can't chase him. I think that this thing should have started 6 months ago, so this hearing was 3 months ago.
One thing before I forget, I apologize. Even though we now know it's the same time next year that you wish to have it, can you put something in your system so, let's say, 2 months in advance or whatever it is, that even though regardless of the hearing, that you notify the business owners, like in a whole block or whatever it is, that
Resubmit those letters.
reminder,
Right. Reminder,
in
save
2
the
months,
date.
we're hoping to have this thing.
Okay.
Okay,
To
that
save,
way,
like a save the
you'll
date.
tell them, but also, people have lives, so, next July, people aren't going to be remembering your schedule. So if you could put something in your system to remind them 2-3 months in advance, by the way, remember, I'm going to try to have that event that day.
Anything else you'd like to add, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I make a motion on file number 1320-25, Franklin Square, Kiwanis of Franklin Square, be granted their permit with conditions set down by the board, especially the setup the day before and picking everything up within 24 hours.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
All right.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for coming in. Thank you for your participation, sir.
Next, we're calling case 49125 through 49425, West Hempstead, NJC Foods Incorporated, doing business as McDonald's. Renewal of grants, maintain one double-faced detached illuminated ground sign, overall size 80 square feet, setback 4 feet from property line, maintain preview board in conjunction with existing McDonald's, not permitted, maintain menu board in conjunction with the existing McDonald's, not permitted, maintain second menu board sign in conjunction with existing McDonald's, not permitted, also known as 856 Hempstead Avenue.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please take a seat. State your name and address for the record.
Good morning. It's Michael Sullivan, 2 Kenworth Road, Powatchin, New York.
Could you speak a little louder, sir?
Sorry, my name is Michael Sullivan. It's 2 Kenworth Road, Powatchin, New York.
And you're here for MJC Foods, Inc., is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, what is your position with that?
I'm the president. It's a McDonald's.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Really didn't know what to expect here. I have a McDonald's who has a menu board and it has
Right.
a resale board.
Okay, so this is for a renewal of grants previously given to maintain one double-faced detached illuminated ground sign, overall size 80 square feet, setback 4 feet from the property line, maintain a preview board in conjunction with the existing McDonald's, maintain a menu board in conjunction with the existing McDonald's, maintain the second menu board in conjunction with the existing McDonald's. The building department inspected the property on July 17th, 2025, and they found that all conditions previously imposed by the board have been complied with. Do you have anything else you'd like to add, sir?
No.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I would move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second. All in
Thank
favor?
you.
Aye.
You're done.
Any opposed?
Next, we have case 49525 near Rockville Center, Nicholas and Christina Delapelli. Special exception to construct partially enclosed pavilion with attached shed and gas barbecue higher and larger than permitted, exceeding horizontal maximum on all sides, with lot area occupied and rear yard occupied variances, also known as 413 Rose Lane.
Swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Take a seat. State your name and address for the record.
Tina Pangallo, 549 Hempstead Turnpike, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. I'm representing Nicholas and Christina Delapelli of 413 Rose Lane in Rockville Center. The property is located on the north side of Rose Lane. 203 feet east of Westminster Road in Residence A. We're requesting a special exception to construct a partially enclosed pavilion with a shed attached and a gas barbecue.
Excuse me, Ms.
Yes.
Pangallo. You said to construct, these photographs would indicate that it's already been constructed.
Photographs that I submitted, it wasn't there. It was
We have photographs
building the
from a
pool.
Teresa Ahern. It's an email. Photographs show, would indicate, just take a look at them. It's already been constructed.
Oh, I wasn't aware this was a construct that I was presenting for the architect, and I wasn't aware that they installed it.
Have you been to the house?
Yeah, but when I was there, they were just putting in a built-in pool, and it wasn't up at that point.
When were you there?
It was probably in January. Because the photos that we submitted of it was the entire backyard, and it wasn't there at the time. They were putting in the pool. Oh, so this was.
You also have some open permits, one of which is the proposed in-ground pool.
Yeah, that's.
So they put in the pool. Has that been closed out?
Yes, I have the certificates here. Because I said to them, make sure the pool is closed out. Right. So the inspector was there just recently to close out the pool.
And there's a maintain on a fence as well?
Yes,
Is that closed out also?
Yes.
Okay.
And the gas.
You'd like to hand those in?
Sure. So these are the pictures that I took when I was there, but I wasn't aware that they built this without waiting for a variance.
Ms. Becky, can I ask you a question?
Sure. These are the photos that I took. Okay. Well, those are just the ones that I took. Those are mine. Yeah. Yeah, those are on record. Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so the lot coverage allowed in Residence A is 25%, and the lot coverage existing at this point is 25.6%.
That includes the proposed structure?
Yes, that's correct. Right, the existing structure.
So it's 0.6 over.
Right. The maximum height allowed is 9 feet for an accessory structure, and the height existing is 17 feet 4 inches. The maximum length and width allowed is 12 by 12, and the proposed length for the pavilion is 15 by 25, and the proposed length and width for the attached shed is 16 by 7. The maximum square footage allowed is 144 square feet, and the square footage for the proposed pavilion is 375 square feet, and the proposed shed would be 112 square feet, for a total square footage proposed to be 487 square feet. The property is in a regular shape, and At the smallest, the side yards are 4.7 and 4.8, and 7.7 and 13.6 at the largest with the side yards.
Ms. Pangallo?
Yes.
I was looking for a photo, did we have a photograph of it actual? Yeah. I want to see which portion, it says partially enclosed. Let's see what the, wait, is it that tall thing?
Yeah.
Holy crow. What's the height on that?
It's 17.4, 17 feet 4 inches. Yeah, I was going to negotiate the height, not knowing it was already built, because I had one that was approved at 15 and a half feet high, thinking, well, maybe we can work with it if it was proposed, but now that it's built,
Okay, Ms. Pangallo, just because if the board approves things like this and not, I mean, this is giant, we usually like to at least have, we like to consider during our deliberations whether or not the applicant would agree never to further enclose it, which brings me to why I wanted to know what was already being proposed to be enclosed. I can't really tell. Is it just one side? We'll
I
have to
think
look.
it's the rear because the shed is attached to it.
Okay.
So the back is enclosed, the front would be open. Looking at the elevations on the drawings, it would be an open front.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Ms. Pangallo, Ms. First, who I know you know is one of our best plans examiners, and she's able to pull up the plans that were used originally on cases in this one also. And it looks like the plans submitted previously had the shed roof line lower than the pavilion roof line. The photographs, now they may be deceiving, look like it was built with them the same height. So we're gonna need you to look at that, and if that's the case, as it appears, we need new plans. In addition,
I guess I would have the architect go out and, if it's approved, completely redraw what's existing and file it as a maintenance.
yeah, did you meet with the client or just the architect?
Just the architect.
Do you know if the architect informed them that they needed to wait for the permit before they constructed something, especially something so out of whack with the zoning requirements?
I would think they would know that in general,
Who's
but,
the architect?
Anna Delamonaco, she is the draftsperson that did the plans and then
Who hired
signed
you?
and sealed. The architect, the draftsperson.
Anna Delmonico.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, in the event we somehow resolve this with some sort of grant, do you know, I guess you don't speak to the client, whether or not a condition that nothing be further enclosed be acceptable?
I did mention that is usually when we do something like this, that it wouldn't allow it to be enclosed. So Anna did tell them that, and I don't know if she was even aware that they built it.
You want to answer the question, please?
Yes,
I
they
don't
are.
believe you answered the question.
They are aware that if it's granted, they cannot enclose it.
All right, thank you. Anything else you'd like to add, ma'am?
No.
Okay, we have somebody here in
Yes.
opposition.
Can I just ask
I
one
have
more
a
question,
question.
Mr. Chairman? The way it's constructed appears to be what they originally wanted to ask for, it sounds like. That upper area in the plans that you saw,
Mhm.
what was in that upper area? Anything?
No.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question, I have a comment. I find it very disheartening that you go ahead and build this structure that's totally out of whack with the contour of the neighborhood without waiting for the variance if we were going to do it, putting the onus on us to, what are we going to do? So personally, I have a big problem with it, okay?
I understand. I do. I understand.
But Anna Marie Delmonica doesn't have a north, south, east, or west on the plot plan. So it's hard for me to talk to you about it. And where's the pool equipment on the plot plan? Or should we just grant it without the pool equipment?
No, the pool equipment is on this plot plan here. I assume it's the same one that you
Yeah, I
have.
see
I don't see the arrow, no.
That farthest corner.
Yeah. But I
Do
do
you
see the
see
pool
it?
equipment.
I see it. It's right, I see it.
This
right, yeah,
thing?
Yeah. You know what's funny?
Is it gonna run that all
Look
the
at
way over
this.
there?
This looks reconcilable.
Isn't a neighbor near them?
Isn't this what's funny? If you look at this, see where the pool is? It's like it's right here, right? And it's 17 by 36. Yeah, it just doesn't, no,
Oh,
I
the
mean,
Google
it doesn't
picture?
look like it would, forget what's actually, see?
How
Actually,
far away
look
is
at
the
that
pool
with
equipment
this.
from the property
It
line?
looks like they
4 feet.
here or something, because then they have this big thing here.
The fence is off their property line. So if it looks like it's close to the fence, it's only because the fence is
Okay,
off their property line.
thank you.
She said it was closed, but yeah, good to check. I have no questions.
Sorry.
Any other questions from the board? Anything you'd like to add, Ms. Pangallo?
No, except I apologize
So
on behalf of
I know that.
what happened.
Okay, so we have someone here in opposition, Ms. Ahern. Would you like to come up and speak, please?
My name and address? Oh, sorry. Yes.
Christina, can you check?
My name is Teresa Ahern. I am the neighbor behind the Delapellis, or whatever their name is. April 7th, I looked out my back window and I saw this enormous structure being put up. I'm well aware of building codes and variances, and I knew right away that it was outrageous. I called the town. I said, is there a permit for this? And it said the thing was in appeal, or not appeal, that they were asking for the permit. I said, well, the structure is being put up. I believe someone was sent over, and it seemed to stop for a little bit. Then it continued. I think I called again and stopped, and then it continued.
Could you hold on a minute? Becky, was a stop work order issued on this project? Okay, thank you. Go ahead, ma'am.
So, I'm sorry, this is not what I do normally.
No, I know.
So,
Relax.
so we have rules and regulations and zoning, and this was a complete stick in your face. I'm going to do what I want to do and move on and build my pavilion, which is the size of a house. To go 8 feet over an allowed 9-foot height, for what? It's very offensive. I have no privacy. If we allow people to just go ahead and build what they want to build, they don't even have permission to build. Okay, and you are shocked. Well, when something like that happens and it's saying, oh, they won't enclose it, what's to say they won't? They're doing whatever the heck they want and hoping that nobody will complain. And maybe other people don't care, and I have 2 pictures here from my backyard that are much bigger than the ones there.
Would you like to
And you
offer
can see
those in
that it is
evidence?
I'm sorry?
Would you like to offer those in evidence?
Okay, yes.
And did you take the photographs yourself?
I don't hear well what?
Did you take the photographs yourself?
Yes, I did.
And when did you do that?
I took those yesterday.
And do they fairly and accurately represent what they purport to?
Yes, they do.
Okay, thank you. We'll accept them in evidence.
May I ask you, you said that it was April 7th, I think, that you looked out your window and saw the structures
Yes,
being constructed. Was that 25 or 24?
25. I have a picture on my phone. I should have printed that out too. but-
Okay, so, and then if you know, so that's about when it must have been started.
Yes.
And then you said it worked for a while, then you called, then it got stopped, then it resumed. Do you have any recollection approximately of when it was completed?
Well, it was completed before the summer. So I would say by the end of June. I don't know exactly.
I understand. So about 3 months or something like
Yeah.
that?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
I could probably, if you give me a minute, see on my phone because I think I took a picture at the end of that. Do I have permission to look at the date?
Yeah, if you can quickly and easily,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
I don't want to, there's other
Yeah,
people
it's
waiting.
not going to take forever.
You could actually just give me that. Well, I,
All right, later? I mean,
yeah, let's
yeah,
not, I don't want
I
others
should
to have to
it
wait.
here because I did take a picture.
It's okay, approximately the end of the
I
summer.
would say, so they've been using it all summer.
Wait, I
would
thought
say
it wasn't
that it was
completed.
done by June, that it was complete.
Oh, you think it was done by the beginning of the summer? I understand. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Let's see, go ahead and tell us whatever else you'd like us to know.
Well, it's just that obviously it's a small house and a very small property. I mean, the property is large, but again, why are people, my question to you is why are people allowed to build? And obviously they're not. Why are they allowed to go ahead and build these things? And then even the architect said they were going to try to negotiate down. Why can't people work within the parameters?
No, what she's saying, well, for one, we wouldn't have a job. What she's saying is, she comes before the Board of Regulators, she's always honest and trustworthy. What she's saying is, the architect clearly drew what the people wanted in a perfect world.
Right.
She was coming here to ask us, this is what they're proposing. I can't, she can't change what they want her to ask for, but she explained to them, the likelihood of many certain aspects of it. And unbeknownst to her, so she was planning to come here knowing her clients saying, you must ask for this. She warned them and she came here to say, listen, I know it's tall. This is what they want me to ask for. I've explained to them it's unlikely, etc. So the reason we exist is because not every section of the town of Hempstead is the same. In Point Lookout, if we didn't let someone build on a lot that was less than 60 by 100, there wouldn't be any houses in Point Lookout. Maybe some of the people would be happy about that. But in Woodmere, on the other hand, we get lots all the time that are 7, 8, 10,000 square feet. So there are portions of this general rule that governs a whole town of 850,000 people. There are areas where it's just not realistic and it's not the character of the neighborhood to strictly apply that rule, and there are others where it is. So that's why we exist, and you were correct, they call it the Board of Appeals. It's the Board of Zoning Appeals, because the building department can only do black and white. Does it comply or not? And then when people want to explain why their situation is unique because of their community, whatever, they come here. And Ms. Pengallo comes a lot. So, she didn't come here thinking she's going to slide this in, I don't imagine, from what I know of her for 20 years now.
No, and I don't think that she knew.
Miss Ahern.
I actually did a lot of research to see if there was room to negotiate. I found one that was 15 and a half feet high that was approved. So I was figuring 17 was going to be a lot to ask, and I was trying to find something.
Ms. Pengallo, to the best of your knowledge and belief, are there any other similar structures in that area?
I couldn't find any. The only thing that
Ms. Ahern?
In Belmore was.
Could you state that there are, whether or not, to the best of your knowledge and belief, there are any other similar structures in that area?
Not that
Anything of that magnitude?
Nothing like that.
Okay, thank you. Anything you'd like to add, Ms. Pengallo?
No.
Okay, any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a Oh, go right ahead.
Just for the future, and you're very, well-respected before the board, maybe seeing something in January, and now it's September, maybe you should have inspected the property, so when you came here, you weren't blindsided. And, it makes us, it's to credibility, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so used to maintaining existing work. I don't do a lot of construction. I will definitely take that advice. Absolutely.
Right, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I would just move that the hearing be closed, that the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Both of you who have signed in will receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next case, Patrick. Let's move it along.
Next, we have case 49625, West Hempstead, Sarah and Michael Fulop. Variance front yard setback on Marin Street, construct addition and roofed over open porch, both attached to dwelling, also known as 401 Marin Street.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Please take a seat, state your name and address for the record.
Andrew Shear, 391 Garfield Avenue, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. Good
Mr.
morning.
Shear,
Good
have
morning,
you been to the house?
I have been to the house. It has not yet been constructed.
That's the next question.
Okay, so we are here for a proposed one-story addition for a vestibule and a covered porch. The proposed addition is 6 foot by 11 foot. That's an enclosed part where there'll be an entrance foyer, and then there'll be a roof over covered porch of 44 square feet in front of that. The setback to the proposed covered porch is 15 feet, and the proposed setback to the one-story addition is 19 feet. They are on a corner property where they're required 25 feet front yard setback. I've been before the board many times for nearly identical, almost identical cases, and they've been granted, and we've also, I have no problem maintaining that the front covered porch area that's open with the columns that not be enclosed. We have no problem with that, and that is my case.
You read our minds, Mr. Shear, with that non-enclosure condition.
Any other questions from the board?
There's a swimming pool in the back?
There is not.
The trampoline?
Is there a trampoline? It's an excellent question. I do not know.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. I'm sorry, did you have another question, Mr.
He
Belligan?
didn't answer that, did he?
I said
I
it was
didn't
no,
know.
basically.
Thank you, sorry.
All right, move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Shear, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Next, we have cases 49725 through 49825, Merrick, Karen, and Dale Krantz. Variance, lot area occupied, maintain addition attached to dwelling. Variances, lot area occupied, side yards aggregate, maintain deck attached to dwelling, also known as 1993 Lowell Lane. Ms. Pangallo, I have you sworn in from earlier. Just again, your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Tina Pangallo, 549 Hempstead Turnpike, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. I'm representing Karen and Dale Krantz of 1993 Lowell Lane in Merrick. The property is located on the north side of Lowell Lane, 475.71 feet north of Preston Lane in Residence B. We're requesting a variance to maintain a rear addition attached to the dwelling and a rear deck. Both exceed the lot coverage allowed of 27.5%. Because the deck is over 3 feet high, it does not fall into the 30% allowed with the deck. The deck is 3 feet 7 inches high. The lot coverage provided with the rear addition without the deck is 28.8%, and the lot coverage for the rear addition and the deck together is 31.8%. The deck also violates the side yard setback required of 5 feet. The side yard provided is 4.25 feet. The side yard aggregate required is 15 feet, and the side yard aggregate provided is 14.25 feet.
Ms. Pangallo?
Yes.
So, of the enclosed portion of this proposal, you get to 28.8 on the lot area occupied?
Correct.
Okay, and you know the question. Would your client accept a condition, if approved, that the deck not be in any way enclosed further, including a top?
Yes,
Okay.
they will accept that. To the rear yard, the rear yard required is 15 feet, and the rear yard provided is 6.8 feet. The addition is used as a rear yard.
We don't have
Not
rear,
down here for rear
Rear
yard.
can we check the file?
Should be 6 point.
A lot of areas occupied, side yard aggregate.
Someone check this, make sure it just didn't fall. Yeah, it's not even on the files, Ms. Pangallo.
Oh, wait,
Ms.
yeah.
Becky,
Oh, I have it on my plot plan that I submitted.
That's
It's
cool.
not in the letter.
hold on, let's ask our esteemed colleague, Ms. Becky. Here, Ms. Becky, we didn't get, our files don't show any being thrown out for rear yard. What's,
What does that mean?
That means they built it. It was built.
Not the deck, but an addition to the deck?
Mm-hmm. Everybody does it. That's why they come here. Somebody else.
Yeah.
This is what I get from my son now. Gotta take his blood pressure. Today it's a little high. He's gotta take his meds. And a good night.
So we should be denied for the rear yard, right?
Yep.
yes.
Okay. Okay. The addition is used as a dining room, and the deck provides an entertainment area for family and friends. Both the addition and the deck have been there over 20 years. I do have letters from two neighbors next door indicating they have no
We'll accept
objections.
those in evidence.
The board
How long has
granting
your
a
client
variance.
owned the home?
Since 1962.
1962?
Wow.
Looks like they,
I guess they
they're the
qualify as
original
longtime
owners.
residents.
yeah,
Pardon?
yeah, they're the original owners.
Are they? So they constructed.
I knew you were gonna get.
And they're getting ready to get their things in order and,
Sell the home.
right, exactly.
What else is new?
Especially with the pending new political site changes. Ms. Pangallo, you do need rear yard. We note for the record that the materials accurately reflect, that have been on file for the required period of time, accurately reflect the rear yard need and the proper dimensions, which is a requirement for the notice to the community. So I think with the chairman's permission, we can properly amend the caption to include the rear yard, since we've taken testimony on it also.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So we're gonna do we need a motion on that to amend the caption? Not really.
We can make it when we do decisions.
Yeah. Okay.
Speak to Ms.
Anything else you'd
Christina.
like to add?
No, thank you.
Any other questions from the board?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Pangallo, be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
She needs to tell you a little administrative thing.
Next Next, we have cases 499-25 through 525, East Meadow, Pietro Siriani. Variances, lot area occupied, side yard, construct two-story addition, second-story addition, and portico, all attached dwelling. Variances, lot area occupied, side yards aggregate, rear yard, maintained dwelling, and roof over attached thereto, also known as 408 Avalon Place.
Swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. State your name and address for the record.
Morning.
Morning. Set.
Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Ashley Locunis from Mark Anthony Architects. Our office is located at 1563 Belmore Avenue in Belmore, New York. I am here today on behalf of our clients, Pietro and Catherine Siriani, who are the owners and occupants of the subject property located at 408 Avalon Place in East Meadow. Additionally, I would like to mention that Mr. Siriani is here in the audience with us. We are here today as a result of two applications filed with the Town of Hempstead Building Department for a proposed two-story addition, second floor addition, first floor interior alterations, and a proposed portico filed under application 24-558, and to maintain the existing frame dwelling under application 24-5432. The proposed addition on the first floor is for the proposed entry foyer and stairs that will lead to the proposed second floor addition. The second floor addition is for a proposed master bedroom, which will include a proposed three-piece bathroom and walk-in closet. There is also a proposed study and laundry closet on the second floor as well.
Is that being built within the confines of the existing structure, or are you extending that out?
It's being extended. I can show you what it looks like. Do you have a copy of the plot plan, or I can show you? You can see in the back where it's being extended, the darker gray portion. This property is located in a Residence B zone where the maximum required lot coverage is 27.5%. The proposed lot coverage is 33.95%, for which we are asking for relief of 6.45%. The house as it is currently existing is over the allowable lot coverage at 29.83%, so it is only increasing by 4.12%. I would like to also note that 6.8% of that lot coverage is the existing metal roof over paver patio. Additionally, the proposed side yard on the north side of the property is 4.57 feet, where 5 feet is required, for which we are requesting relief of just 0.43 feet. The current side yard setback is 4.6 feet, so it is changing in a very de minimis way. On the south side of the property where the existing dwelling is, there is an existing metal roof over paver patio on that side, which makes the existing side yard setback in that area 1.33 feet, for which we are requesting relief of 3.67 feet. I would like to note that the addition in the front of the dwelling is compliant with the side yard setback. The only non-compliance on that side of the property is where the existing metal roof over is. There is a existing shed, but that is going to be removed. As a result of the insufficient side yard setbacks on the north side and south side of the property, the aggregate side yard is also affected, having a combined side yard of 5.9, where 15 feet is required, and for which we are requesting 9.1 feet of relief. Our final request is the existing rear yard setback. The existing rear yard setback is 5.2 feet, where 15 feet is required, for which we are requesting 9.8 feet in relief. This is an existing condition, as I mentioned. This home was built in 1950, and it was not discovered that there was not a permit for the home until the proposed application was filed. And as a result, we filed the maintain existing dwelling application once the plan examiner, Eric Famigetti, requested it.
I'm sorry, when was the house built? I heard you say it, but I didn't get it.
1950.
Thank you.
And why wasn't there a permit? If you said it, I apologize. That's a time when permits existed, you know.
So Mr. and Mrs. Siriani have owned the home since 2007. They were not made aware that there was no permit for the home until they filed for the proposed application. Mr. and Mrs. Sirianni, like I said, have owned the home since 2007 and are looking to make this home their forever home and exactly how they had always envisioned it. Mr. and Mrs. Sirianni have spoken with many of the surrounding properties, and I would like to provide 3 letters of support from 401, 402, and 407 Avalon Place.
Ms. Lowe, is that existing metal roof over patio, is that some kind of like a carport, or is it used for furniture and outdoor living kind of stuff?
So it's used for furniture. I have photos if you guys would like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does the water runoff of that aluminum roof
Affect the neighbor.
discharge dump onto the neighbor's property? It looks like it might.
does.
Looks like there's no gutter.
Hold on. I apologize. I just gave you my photos to answer whether or not if there's a gutter. Yes, if you don't mind.
Also, question about the non-enclosing of that awning if it's approved.
Yes, we have made it clear that it would not be able to be enclosed or made into habitable space. I don't see that there is a gutter. Like I said, we did speak to the surrounding properties. None of them had any issues with the project as of today, so I don't believe there's an issue with the water. It was not raining when I was there, so I can't answer definitively. 402 Avalon is the property directly to the north side of the subject property, and they are included in the letters of support, as well as 407 is directly across the street. And there was one more, but it's not an adjacent property. I do also have a letter from Mrs. Sirianni, who unfortunately couldn't make it today, but if you would allow me, I would just like to read it onto the record.
Go right ahead.
Thank you.
Hopefully it's brief.
Not bad.
Good.
To whom it may concern. My husband and I purchased this home in May of 2007. We were first-time home buyers looking for a starter home. It was a short sale and required a lot of work on the interior, but it was within our budget. We fell in love with many features of the home as well as the neighborhood. A couple of years later, we had twins, much to our surprise. Our starter home began to feel very small as the years went on, but watching our children play with the other children on the block reminded us of the childhood we had had and had always hoped they would experience. We decided that when we could afford it, we would put an extension on the house. It took longer than we expected to be able to afford an extension. However, once we were able to, we excitedly began the process. Now, nearly 2 years later, we are hoping to add a main bathroom, and small study. This additional square footage would allow our son and daughter, who are now 14, to no longer have the need to share a bedroom. Our daughter would use our bedroom and our son would stay in the room that they both occupy now. We would move into the master bath upstairs. As growing teenagers, they need their own space, and this extension would provide them that space. As parents, providing a place for each of our children to call their own is important to us. As twins, they have always had to share everything, and it would be nice to be able to give them each a space of their own. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Warm regards, Catherine Sirianni and Pietro Sirianni. And I do just want to piggyback off of that, since she didn't touch on it, since they are, not since they are boy-girl twins and now teenagers. I think the issue of privacy should certainly be taken into consideration as well, because I know they both need that as they get older.
Ms. Lowe, on your site plan, plot plan, the zoning information in the grid, it says lot coverage, roof over, etc., rear yard. There are multiple things here, but that one says the rear yard that you wish to maintain is 11.95. But the existing home, unless that's not the rear, is the rear opposite the side that's on Avalon Place, which is the west side?
It is. Forgive me, my
right there, the
zoning
structure
table does not
looks to
show
be
that.
5.2 off the rear.
Yes, it's 5.2 on the north rear corner of the property, and then it's 5.30 on the south corner of the rear of the property.
Oh, I see. This
The 11,
goes with the metal roof. Okay, that's fair.
yes,
So the actual rear yard that you're proposing is the 5.2.
yes, for which we would need relief of 9.8, sorry, I just wanted to double check my math.
Yes. Excellent.
Okay. Also, Ms. Lowe, I'm going to propose to the board that we consider not just a condition that metal awning style structure not be further enclosed, but also that maybe there's a way to craft, we don't like to cause people great expenses to remove something they didn't know wasn't supposed to be there or whatever. But surely that it not be replaced in the future at any point if it's removed for whatever reason. So that's one of the things I'm going to mention to the board as maybe something to consider. So just for your edification.
Do you have anything you'd like to add? Ms. Lowe?
I think. Also, the only applications that are currently open are the two before us here today. There are no additional applications, so they'll both be closed out at the same time.
Okay. Any other
And
questions?
there is no construction currently done since.
Pardon?
And there is no construction currently done on the house since that has been a point today, so.
I guess that's the point to be made all day.
Yep.
Is it not?
So I will go on the record saying there has been
Okay.
no construction
All right.
done.
Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Lowe, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered. Thank you.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Yeah, here we go.
Next, we have cases 50125 through 50225. Wantagh, Lauren Lefkowitz, known as Lauren Margolis. Variances, height, front yard average setback, lot area occupied, construct front portico, vestibule, two-story and second-story additions, all attached to dwelling, in excess of 50% alterations and additions, new CO required, mother-daughter residence, second kitchen, also known as 819 Oakfield Avenue.
Why height? No. Yeah.
And a mother daughter.
How high is it?
Kurt Jacobs, 201 Northwest Drive, Farmingdale, New York.
Lauren Margolis, 3207 Nantucket Lane, Oceanside, New York.
Irma Margolis, 3207 Nantucket Lane, Oceanside, New York.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Lauren and Joshua Margolis has asked me to appear before you with their variance requests. Mr. Margolis isn't here because his daughter, first-year student, was going to Amherst College in Massachusetts, and she was rushed to emergency room, and he drove up to see what was going on. So he's not here currently. And no construction has gone on because it's a big job, and if construction was started, maybe the owners would get arrested, I don't know. But, so, okay. So we're here for two applications. One is for construction of the existing house on Oakfield Avenue, and the other is a parent-child application. So I'll talk about the construction first. We are seeking to do and over 50% renovation to the existing dwelling, and also a mother daughter application.
Mr. Jacobs, can I just ask you, right off, where's the second kitchen?
The second kitchen, well, I was going to get to that. The secondary living quarters are on the first floor on the right side of the house.
I just don't see a kitchen there. It doesn't say revision plan.
Oh.
That's the only kitchen. But that's because the whole thing is so much new, but. Yeah, I don't see a second kitchen. The only kitchen I see is the large kitchen on the first floor. What's the date? Where's the second kitchen? Right here. I don't think we have that, no. 502? We don't have that.
That's it. Wait, that's the second floor of the proposed.
Yeah, there's no little kitchen here. It's supposed to be here. I see. What's the date?
527.
What's the date?
527.
Yeah, this is dated 5/27, and it's not, it doesn't say revision plan.
Okay. Well.
That's the only plans we have. There should be two files. Oh, Patrick, no one got them out. Okay, good, thank you.
Okay.
All right, we now have
Correct set of plans.
other set of plans.
The correct set of plans.
As I said, I'd like to talk about the construction
Okay.
first.
Yeah, I just wanted to look at it while you spoke.
Right.
As well.
Okay. So, as I said, it's over 50% renovation, so a new certificate of occupancy would require. The construction consists of a front entry foyer with portico, a front two-story addition, a rear two-story addition, and a second floor addition. The front entry foyer projecting into the existing front yard setback is 2 foot wider than the maximum allowed 6 feet. And it only goes in depth 3 feet. And the portico is in front of that. We made it 2 foot wider because we have 2 3-foot doors as an entry area, and it looks much better than if it couldn't be squeezed into the 6 foot. All the new additions, along with the original footprint of the house, creates a proposed lot coverage of 29.5% with 27.5% maximum allowed. The proposed ridge height is 31.9 feet with 30-foot maximum allowed.
Why do you need the extra?
I was getting to that.
Okay.
We are asking for the additional 1.9 feet of height because the existing first floor elevation is 59.66 feet and the crown of the road is at 56.25 feet, a difference of 3.41 feet.
I'm gonna take you off. Do you know the height of house number 813, and then the one north of that also? Because they're pretty big houses.
No, I don't know, but I have 813. I have consent letters from all the abutting neighbors, which includes 813 and the house across the street at 830 Oakfield. I didn't know I'll hand those consent letters in. As I said, all the abutting neighbors. So in essence, because there's over a 3-foot difference, that the owners lose that dimension because the crown of the road is much lower than the first. So the owner wanted to create a 9-foot first floor and add the additional height in the attic. I submitted the 5 letters consent. There will, with regards to the mother-daughter, the owners have been made aware of the mother-daughter fact sheet, 1 doorbell, 1 electric meter. And if you look at the mother-daughter plans, the secondary living unit is on the right side of the plan. And the primary living unit, including the kitchen, dining, and living area for Mr. and Mrs. Margulies and their 3 children. The 3rd children is 12 days old, and he's right over here.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And they also have the 2nd floor where the bedrooms are. So Mr. and Ms. Margulies don't have any bedrooms on the 1st floor. It's their living area. And if you look at the mother-daughter plan, you'll see there's free flow between Irma Margulies' house, living quarters, and the Lefkowitz's 1st floor living area.
Mr. Jacobs, I don't have a floor plan for the attic, so I just want to ask you, I see that it's got quite a pitch, and I know you mentioned they want extra space up there. Is the attic intended to be accessed by way of a pull-down staircase or a fixed?
Pull-down stair.
Okay, and then as it relates to the basement area, which is finished, I guess, with a 3/4, I think, bath, 3-piece bath?
That bathroom was existing.
Right, what's the plan for the use, what's the plan for the use of that space?
It's just the whole perimeter is gonna be finished, and just the perimeter walls are gonna be finished, and we have a maintain application in because the bathroom exists now.
Is that on a ride-along then?
Yes, the maintain the basement is 25-5352.
Okay, keep going.
As I said, the house is being enlarged because there will be a total of 6 occupants. Mr. and Mrs. Margulies, their 3 children, and Mr. Margulies' mother, Irma Margulies. And I said we handed in the 5 letters of consent. They're aware of the mother-daughter fact sheet, 1 doorbell, 1 mailbox, and there's no exterior egress from the secondary living unit, and that concludes our case.
They were also aware of the fact that the grant, if given, is unique to them, and should they sell the property, it has to be sold as a 1-family dwelling and not as a mother-daughter.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay.
We'll have to get a plan.
I'd also like to, for the record, mention, as you know, Mr. Jacobs, the Board of Architectural Review reviews applications for mother-daughter and or immediate family and makes a determination. They often they determine whether or not it's suitable to be used in that fashion and suitable to be revert back to a single-family dwelling at the cessation of such use. They often make recommendations, and we give the applicants an opportunity to explain why such recommendations may be too expensive or unsafe for children or pets in the home, etc. In the case of the current application, the Board of Architectural Review has determined that the the residence is suitable to be used in this fashion and to revert back to a single-family dwelling at the cessation of the use with the provision that there be no illegal occupancy in the basement. So you don't need to explain anything because there were no recommendations made as to changes.
There is, for the record, there is a letter in opposition which primarily deals with the height, the request for height variance, as well as the mother-daughter.
Which,
I cannot, does anyone have that?
No.
Saw it before.
Apropos of that, Mr. Regano, your client is seeking a 9-foot high basement ceiling height on the first floor.
9 foot high.
9 foot. If you reduce that by a foot, that would mitigate the overall height.
But when you're talking about ridge height, 1.9 feet, it's the top triangle of the house, which is a very small area, because from that ridge, you're going down 1.9 feet, and it's very little roof area.
Right, the problem is the precedential impact for the next person who wants that height for a flat roof, and the ordinance being written as it is, which I don't think is, I'm not crazy about, I'm sorry, creates this issue where it is clear that a ridge height with this, with what is that, like an 812 pitch? Looks, okay, it's a 612 pitch. A ridge height of this height with a 612 pitch is a far different animal than a flat roof of that height. Unfortunately, the code doesn't distinguish it like it used to when I first started it.
And town of Hempstead is the only area I know that takes ridge height from the crown of the road. If we took it from the average grade, we wouldn't be here.
Don't disagree with you on that.
They were pushing up the grade, and that's what caused this to become a, the set point as the ridge of the road. People would raise their grade and then go higher and higher.
But I don't disagree, and your point is well taken, that it is a small triangle of the proposed structure that architecturally has the higher pitch roof. But it is a small triangle that causes, that would be outside of the framework. The unfortunate thing is that when it appears in the records, it's 31.9 or 31.9 inches. And
Do you understand that, Mrs. Margulies, what we're doing?
Well, I mentioned to Mr. Margulies that based on my experience of being here, that the expanded ridge height could be a bone of contention with the zoning board. In other words, I said out of all the variants we're asking for, they might have an objection to that. And unfortunately, Mr. Margulies isn't here, but I said we usually never ask for ridge heights, but he said, give it a try.
And then there's one other issue, and I think you're aware of it. There are 2 air conditioning units in this.
Yes, and
Go ahead.
I got called by the secretary, and we're going to be putting me in the rear yard.
So those, you'll submit an amended plan to the building department and
Yes,
removing those units
an amended plot plan.
to the side yard. And to
Once Mr. Margulies comes back from Massachusetts, I'll talk to him about where he wants to have it placed along the rear of the house.
any lawful place that doesn't require a variance.
Correct.
Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to add? Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a
question? I have a
You
question.
do.
Hello, hi. Why couldn't you two get the height within the 30 feet, just make the attic not as tall?
It was, again, Mr. Margulies' request to do it this way, and I advised him there could be an issue.
No, but because you've been before the board numerous times, and that's sort
Yes.
of our line in the sand, and
just, yes, and he insisted on, let's try it.
yeah, and in fairness, as I said to Ms. Pangallo earlier, you're here to represent your client's interest, and if your client wishes to ask for this, then, that's what you're really supposed to do as the advocate.
I was the person that sealed those drawings for Della Monica, and I told them,
Oh, really?
I told the draftsperson, this will never fly. And she said, well, that's the way the owner, I said, this isn't going to be approved by the zoning board. And I was shocked to hear that was already built.
You've been coming here longer than I have, and I've been here a while. Like, you know what you're doing.
I tried to, and, but I said, this isn't going to work with the zoning board.
All right, all right.
I said, not at all.
We're not discussing that
I
case
understand.
any longer.
I understand.
Okay?
Interesting, though.
All right.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Jacobs, you and your clients will be notified by mail. The board's decision once it's rendered. Good luck with the situation in Massachusetts.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Staff, do you need a break? A couple of minutes? All right. We're going to take a 10-minute break before we hear the next case to give the court reporter the opportunity to get some blood in her fingers. Okay, thank you.
Get some sleep.
Stephanie, let the record reflect the fact that I'm recused on the next two cases. Mrs. D'Amato will chair the meeting.
Next, we'll be calling cases 50325 West Hempstead, Lojo Development LLC, variances subdivision of lot, front width from and on street line to front setback line, front yard average setback, construct two-story dwelling with garage, also known as 223 Locust Street. Also, we have case 50425 West Hempstead, Lojo Development LLC, variances subdivision of lot, front width from and on street line to front setback line, lot area, front yard average setback, construct two-story dwelling with garage, north side Locust Street, 170.75 feet east of Hempstead Avenue.
Swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please take a seat, state your name and address for the record.
Dominic Minerva and D'Agostino, 107 South Central Avenue, Valley Stream, New York, attorney for the applicant, and I apologize, I'm under the weather today.
Morning, Mr. Minerva.
Sound like
It- Yes, I do.
Breathe on Barry, please.
Okay.
I'll still be here next week. It's Barry Nelson, 220 Pettit Avenue, Belmore, New York, 11710. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Nelson.
Morning. The application before you today is for variances to permit the construction of two new single-family dwellings on the subject premises. Subject premises is located at 223 Locust Street in West Hempstead. It's known as Section 35, Block 398, Tax Lot 7 and 25 on Nassau County Land and Tax Map.
I need a microscope for the radius map.
Yes.
That's, I
Or
think you
a,
won the award for the smallest one so far.
Yes. I am aware that the radius map printed very, very small, and I apologize. It's located in the Residence B zone. Subject parcel is located on the north side of Locust Street, 117.49 feet east of Hempstead Avenue. The parcel contains 12,797 square feet, so it's a double-sized lot as to lot area. The proposal is to subdivide the parcel into a 6,856.25 square feet parcel and a second parcel, 5,946.75 square feet, for purposes of constructing two new single-family dwellings. So even though we have almost 60, a little over 6,800, we wanted to create two even lots and divide along the existing tax lot. So the second parcel, even though it is a double lot, for lot area just drops slightly below the 6,000. And, it was our preference to present it this way along the existing tax lot with the even frontages rather than shift the subdivision line half a foot would make the two 6,000 square feet plus parcels. Variances requested are for front width for each parcel, 55 feet required, and 53.165 provided at the street line, and 50 feet provided at the front yard setback line for each of the proposed two new homes. Proposed parcel 2 is slightly below the required lot area of 6,000 square feet. And both parcels require a front yard average setback with 30 feet proposed, so it's a significant front yard setback proposed, and this having a very high average of 39 feet, 4.5 inches as the average front yard setback. The code requires a minimum front yard setback of 40 feet, so you never go over the 40, so this is almost at the maximum.
Are they both 30?
They're both 30, and the 30 feet is right in the, I think that would be the southeast corner of the house. But as you, facing the homes, as you go towards the left side of the homes or the west side of the homes, the setback, front yard setback does actually increase because of the angle of the street to over 40. So the 30 feet minimum front yard setback is only at that one narrowest corner, and then it increases to the over 40 feet to be compliant. The lots are otherwise conforming to the Residence B zoning district. Each dwelling is proposed to have an attached garage and driveway that can accommodate up to 4 cars. Applicant will accept the standard conditions of the board in the event the board is inclined to grant the case, including owner occupied. The only variation we have on the plans from the standard conditions is that they did want to have a guest suite on the first floor, so the first floor does have a full bath as proposed. That's our request. Obviously, if the board does not want to, is inclined to grant the application, doesn't want to differentiate from its standard conditions, we'll of course accept the standard conditions. As you'll hear shortly, the proposal is in keeping with the character of the area. The relief requested is minor in nature. In this case, it's very minor variations from the legal building lot sizes and will not be detrimental to surrounding property owners. At this time, I call Mr. Barry Nelson to testify, and I would just ask if the board would continue his qualification as a real estate expert witness.
Okay, Mr. Nelson, since the last time you testified before this board, which you've done for many years, have there been any negative impacts on your qualifications?
No.
Okay, you're qualified to testify as to an expert, i.e. give your opinion as it relates to real estate valuations, etc.
Thank you. I'm handing in several exhibits, photographs of the subject property and the surrounding uses, which include 20 photographs. They were taken about a month ago by myself, and in my opinion, fairly and accurately represent the subject property and the surrounding uses. That would include Locust Street and Hempstead Avenue. They have legends to describe what I'm indicating on the photographs, and I've also handed in several other exhibits, which would include aerial views of the subject property, the Nassau County Department Assessment tax map for the subject block, which is section 35, block 398, highlighting the subject property and some other substandard parcels in the subject block, and it will also assist in because the radius map is very small.
Mr. Nelson, do you have more than one copy of those?
Yes.
Okay. Is Mr. Bresler here? Can you give Mr. Bresler, I'm going to have him give you a copy of the photographs that we're going to accept into evidence. We'll accept those, Mr. Nelson, into evidence, all the materials you just described.
I've handed in 2 copies of each.
I think that will help you to follow along with the expert's testimony in case you have any other questions. Go ahead, Mr. Nelson.
I've also handed in comparable sales for new construction in the area and 2 Board of Appeals cases that would be mindful for the subject application.
We'll accept both the comps that you've handed in and the 2 prior board decisions into evidence.
Thank you. Council's gone over the case substantially. It's for a subdivision and construct 2 new colonial-style homes on the north side of Locust Street. Interestingly, the subject property is already have 2 tax lots, and that would be lots 7 and 25. It is being subdivided on the lot lines.
Pardon me, Mr. Nelson, we're looking at the plans, the elevations of one of the homes, are they identical?
No, the plans, they're slightly
varied.
different.
Okay, keep going.
The area character, Hempstead Avenue is a northerly-southerly main arterial road in the area that consists of business uses, retail, professional services. Immediately north of the subject property, which fronts off to Hempstead Avenue, is a synagogue, and that is number 472 Hempstead Avenue. That backs up to the subject property backs up to that synagogue. Just to the west would be retail stores at the corner, and the next parcel between the corner parcel and the synagogue, additional retail stores. The residential community would be on Locust Street, Lisa Lane, and in the immediate vicinity. The subject block is a unique block in that it's a triangular block, the widest part on Hempstead Avenue, coming down to a point on the easterly side, and I've provided the aerial view so you'll see what I'm talking about on where Chestnut Street and Locust Street meet at the easterly end. The area is fully developed. It is now being more religious oriented as far as synagogues have opened up and constructed additions along Hempstead Avenue and in the vicinity of the subject property. You have a public school at the southeast corner of Hempstead Avenue and Chestnut Street in the subject block. Single-family homes are the predominant makeup of the residences in the area, and you'll see the second property to the east of the subject property is a flag lot, and that was a flag lot that was created in 1993 by approval, case number 155, February 24th, 1993, and I did hand in the notice of decision on that application, as well as a survey of that parcel that was created with a 26.58-foot frontage that ran to the back where the house was constructed. That house is existing. It's a two-story dwelling and part of the neighborhood. The fourth page of the aerial views that I've submitted will indicate other parcels in the subject block, which is a unique block, and that is a triangular block with either less than the required 55-foot frontage and or lot area, and that would include 263, 271 Locust Street, also 286 and 292 on Chestnut Street. Yes, it would. I marked them up for you. It is the fourth page of the aerial view. No, I don't have those. I have another copy I can hand in. You do have parcels that would be non-complying to either the lot area or the lot width on the south side of Locust Street, and that would be the house directly opposite the subject property, and the last house on the south side in the radius on just east of Lisa Lane, the second house east of Lisa Lane on the south side of Locust Street, and that'd be identified on the radius map. The last exhibit I believe I handed in would be the recent subdivision. It's just outside the radius, but it would be known as 400 Langley LLC. The property was at 400 Langley Avenue, and that's just a block and a half northwest of the subject property. Hempstead Avenue, north, 1 block, and then west to Langley Avenue, 1 block. That was a subdivision that was approved under cases 533 and 534, 2023. It was an original parcel that was 100 by 100 and was subdivided into 250 by 100s. I did personally work on that application. I've provided to the board the notice of decisions on those cases where 2 single-family colonial homes were approved, as well as the radius map and the site plans for each of the homes that was proposed and approved on that parcel. They are 250 by 100s, 5,000 square feet. Based on the area character, the pattern of development, and the demand for new colonials in the West Hempstead locale, I believe what's before the board is a reasonable request. The westerly parcel is an oversized parcel. The easterly parcel is short, 53.25 square feet, less than the 6,000 required. That is less than 1% de minimis of the 6,000 requirement. The 50-foot width at the building line, 1.65 feet, is not going to be detrimental to the community or to the adjacent property homes, considering that we do have smaller parcels in the subject block and on Locust Street, as well as each home will be colonial in design. The garages are proposed on the westerly side of each house, the westerly house on tax lot 25 is adjacent to the business that's fronts to Hempstead Avenue. The easterly parcel will have its garage on the westerly side. Oversized rear yards between 7 and 8 feet on each parcel. So and the rear yards are conforming. New homes, yes.
I'm looking at the comparables you gave us.
Yes.
And I just have a quick question based on your expertise. The first page is a home located apparently at 222 Walker Place, West Hempstead, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It's sold for 1.325.
Yes.
Right. It has a lot that's 5,320 square feet. The next house is also in West Hempstead at 542 Linden. It has a lot that's 14,248 square feet. It has 5 bedrooms, 3 baths. It's a beautiful home, and it's sold for 1.5, which is, to me, not that much over the other one. It seems out of whack. What gives?
Market's catching up. I think that's a slightly older sale.
That one's in, let's see, I can't see the sale date. It was built in 22. The other one was built in 23.
Right, I went back slightly. There hasn't been really much new construction in the area, but I think it's that house went on the market today. It's up in the 1.6, 1.8.
Which house?
The second one that you referred to.
14,000
Yeah,
square
it's just amazing that there's only about $150,000, $175,000 between them. And one has a 14,000 square foot lot, more bedrooms, and is much more impressive in its appearance.
But, a year in this market, I think, Barry know better than me, 10, 15% increases on the homes in a year, I could see that being a year and a half making a big difference.
It's just amazing.
Yes.
And these 2 new homes will sell for in excess of $1,250 on each one. And one's again adjacent to the business, and both of them are adjacent to the synagogue on the north side. There's strong demand and property values are escalating.
Oh, yes, we've learned that in the past.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson.
That concludes our direct presentation. Again, we ask
Reserve the right
for
to.
consideration, and we would like to reserve the opportunity for any rebuttal.
We'll give you the chance to speak to after. So, Mr. Bresler, you're up to bat. The podium over here, you'll be sworn in, and let's make sure it's working, and try to speak loudly and clearly so we can all hear you, and court reporter can take it down.
I do.
Pictures?
Hi, my name is Howard Bresler. I live at 227 Locust Street, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. I'm actually the adjacent landowner to this proposal.
Hold on, I want to just find you. I'm looking for names. Which direction are you from?
I am actually, if you're looking at the photograph presentations that were submitted, the exhibits, pages 3 and 4, I'm number 4.
Okay, let me just look at that real quick.
So immediately to the right of the subject property would be my property.
Okay, I can't. There's a lot of beautiful trees there. Can't see the house, but the trees are nice. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for the opportunity to present, to comment today. So I've been living in this property with my family for close to 30 years. Locust Street is a particularly bucolic street, and most of the houses on that side of the street are older houses set back from the street. It gives the street a particular character. I heard, I think it was Mr. Minerva. I'm sorry if I didn't catch your name.
Yes, it is.
I heard Mr. Minerva say that this plan development is in character with the street. It is not. If you look at the lots that are along this side of the street, you'll see that they're all further set back. There are none with 2 houses crammed onto basically one lot. And I have some significant concerns. And I don't remember if Mr. Minerva or the other gentleman mentioned, Mr. Nelson mentioned that the sort of one significant area where this proposal kind of encroaches frontwards is right where my property is, right in that right side of the development, where the proposed structure is going to be significantly closer to the street. And also, from what my understanding, and I'm happy to be corrected if I'm wrong, it looks like the proposed house that's going to go up right next to mine is going to be about 7 feet away from my property line. So whereas now me and my family have basically an unimpeded view from our driveway area all the way out to Hempstead Avenue, something coming forward and 7 feet or so away from our line. Imagine if a building almost as high as this was going up 7 feet away from your property line. You can imagine what that does to your view, to your air, to your light, and also the the traffic coming off of Hempstead Avenue, unfortunately, comes down fast and hard. And coming out of a driveway onto Hempstead Avenue, you need the view and you need the ability to see what's coming at you, or it's a significant danger. My children, whatever, come out of this driveway every day.
But the traffic is coming from the other direction.
It's the traffic coming off of Hempstead Avenue, which is just which is the house that's being proposed, or the property that's being proposed to be built on, is the first residential property on the left side coming off of Hempstead Avenue. So it's not that far from that street, and the traffic comes down that street very quickly.
Can I just explain a few things to you?
Sure.
So the proposal that's before us, I've been on the board for 20 years. It's they're asking for some of the less relief than most all subdivisions. I know that doesn't make you like it anymore. But one of the things they're not asking for is the side yard. So even if we don't approve this case, they can put a house within 5 feet of the property line you share with them. The things that they want for relief here is that the front width is supposed to be 55 feet. They're asking to have it 53 and change instead, about 1.5 feet narrower than it would be as of right, and they wouldn't be here. They're also asking to have one of the lot's required to be 6,000 square feet to be as of right, meaning they don't come here. One of the lots satisfies that, plus quite a bit more. One is 54 feet, square feet, smaller than it's supposed to be. So those two variances, and then one other variance is that they want to set the houses back 30 feet. Given the angle, it's not, the whole front of the house is never going to be set back the same amount. So you're correct in that the side of the house closest to yours is proposed to be set back 30 feet, which makes the other, as the house goes across away from your home, it's set back different feet from the very front of the property. You're not supposed to set it back more than 40. So if we wanted this moved, there's the possibility that the board could request them to move it back a little further, but not a whole lot. In most neighborhoods in our community, this would be a really large setback. Now, granted, in yours, it's not, and that is a part of the character of your neighborhood. So the relief, I just wanted you to be aware, the relief they're asking for, to be perfectly honest, is very minimal. Again, that doesn't make it right, or it doesn't make it acceptable to you, or that doesn't mean that any of us might want this or not want this near us either. But they aren't asking for the side yard relief, so that's really not something we're addressing here, but it is part of the bigger picture. I just wanted you to understand the relief they're asking for.
No, I appreciate it. And I want to make it clear also that I'm not opposed to reconstruction on this property. I knew Peter and Gisela Maselli, who lived there for many years. Unfortunately, they both passed away since. Their house is in need of reconstruction or rebuilding or whatever. I'm not opposed to that. I just want to make sure that, and you mentioned that they're not going that far beyond what is within the bounds, and I get that. I'll take what I can get while I'm here, right? So my concern, I have certainly concerns about the nuisance issue of light, air, view, all the things that affect my quiet enjoyment of my property, and these things are affected by putting up two houses on one property where there's been one house for probably 100 years or more. But also, I do have the concerns about the safety coming out of my property. And also, I just heard Mr. Nelson, right? Mr. Nelson say that the parking areas are going to be to the westerly side, which I believe is to the left of the properties. And is that correct, Mr. Nelson?
If you're looking at the property,
if you're looking at them,
on the left.
It's on the left. So that allays some of my concerns, because I do have concerns about if there are cars parked in front, if that cuts the view off more.
Yeah. Hold on a second, Mr. Minerva. So given that the house on the left abuts a business, right?
Yes.
You have an 8-foot there. You have 7 next to the other one with 8 and 7 on the other side. Can we do some movement to get a little more side yard on his side? because the business, like, for example, if we move the one to, if we shrunk a little bit the side yard next to the business property, and then, maybe enlarged it a little on the other side of that house so you could push the other one a little, could we do something like that and get another couple feet for him, maybe 2? I mean, think about it. You don't have to answer right now, but maybe see if that's a possibility to at least maybe alleviate a little. I get you don't need a side yard variance.
Yeah, but we would still, certainly want to address the gentleman's concern. I don't think we can move that lot line.
No, I don't want to move the lot
Right,
line,
so
just the
for
setback.
the easterly house, we have 8 on the other side and 7 on his side. I would think that we could probably flip that. My only concern was, the ACs and the egress well. I want to make sure we keep the driveway further away from him, because the driveway now is on the east side, so we're taking that, and moving it away from his parcel. So I just want to make sure that those AC units and the egress well, we would still have enough room for those to be permitted encroachments into the
What do you
side
need
yard.
from I know there's a distance you need from the house. Oh, Miss Becky, hold on.
Okay.
Our expert.
So if we can shift it to foot, we absolutely would switch it.
What if we,
So if we move this back
4
2
feet.
feet, 4 feet,
Right,
move it
and
4
not,
feet.
and not create a variance, right?
Right, and move it back 4
Yeah.
feet and flip the side yards if we don't need, if they allow us.
Right.
We'll take the variance if
Yeah.
we're good.
Mr. Minerva, so I'm going to propose to the board that when we deliberate, we consider, Ms. First has indicated that if we move the house even a foot, you're going to need side yard for the AC, like you suggested.
Yeah, that was my concern.
But I think that's something that we have the ability to take into consideration, deal with if we see fit as a board.
So we have no objection to increasing the easterly side yard away from the objector's house, as long as, can install our AC units.
Yeah, we can't make, the relief you seek is so de minimis that, we're not going to try to ask you to reconfigure the whole thing, and it's a lot of money and time, we understand.
And the other thing we can do is, we have 4 feet to play with in the rear yard. We're at 29.7. We could shift that house another 4 feet back so that our minimum front yard setback would be 34 feet, and we still wouldn't trigger a rear yard variance.
Okay, that's a great, is that,
I mean, I appreciate it. Like I said, I'll take what I can get, but I appreciate you guys willing to work with us, and we want to be good neighbors to whomever's going to be there. So
maybe we could get an 8 on the side, Nick, and we can just get a foot on that side with the side yard relief and push it back 4 feet. Okay, I think that's a great solution, Mr.
We
Miller.
have the, commercial on the corner, which is set at 10 feet. Then you'd have the first house, which would be set back 30 at the minimum, and then you'd have this house now set back 34 at the minimum. So we
Great.
keep pushing things back as you go up the
I
block.
think that's a very, I really thank you, because I think that's a very neighborly thing to do, Mr. Minerva.
I appreciate it.
Okay, keep going, sir.
No, that's really all I had. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, anything else you'd like to say, Mr.
Do you
Minerva?
want these copies of the exhibits? Can I keep them myself?
You can keep them if you'd like. They don't have an orange dot on them, right, on the front?
No.
Okay.
So I would just conclude by saying, based on Mr. Nelson's testimony and, our application, that we do have a double-sized lot, and we need some minor area variances to permit the construction of the 2 homes. We request your favorable consideration, and we believe we're in compliance with the criteria for granting.
And we went over owner occupied, right?
Yes, standard conditions, which I know include owner occupied on all of the.
Okay, are there any other questions from the board? If not, is there a motion?
I move the hearing be closed, the case placed on the decision calendar. When the board renders its decision, all who signed in will be notified.
Second. All in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Guys, thank you. I appreciate it.
No, I didn't take this because I didn't want to suck on it while I was speaking.
They're okay, but they're, all good stuff.
Deacon addresses me.
So,
Next, we're calling case 40725, East Atlantic Beach, Dennis Martin, renewal of grant to maintain lot area variance for two-family dwelling, also known as 48 Mohawk Avenue. Let's come forward. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please take a seat and state your name and address for the record.
Thank you. Dennis Martin, 48 Mohawk Avenue, East Atlantic Beach, New York.
So you're here on a renewal of the grant to maintain a lot area variance for two-family dwelling, is that correct?
Correct.
All right, and the building department went and inspected the property on June 6, 2025, and found that all the conditions previously imposed by the board were being complied with. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. And oh, okay. Well, you ask your question, and then I'll ask my question if you probably didn't anticipate what I was going to ask. Go right ahead.
Okay. I was just wondering why you failed to appear at the original hearing date.
We had a family vacation. We were out of town. I did call the number at the bottom of the sheet and notified. There's a woman I spoke to. I didn't get her name. Notified her we wouldn't be able to attend it, and she said not a problem, that it would be rescheduled.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
I didn't get her name, though.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Martin, you'll be notified by mail the board's decision once it's
Second.
rendered.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you for coming in this time.
Thank you very much.
You, John.
Sometimes you gotta say what you mean.
What it took an order to appear.
This case, it doesn't need a.
All right. That concludes the morning calendar. Let's do some decisions. Okay, Patrick. Case 1320 of 2025, Franklin Square, Kiwanis of Franklin Square, amusement rides, etc., Town of Hempstead parking lot FS3. Do I have any questions from the board? If not, we did. That was granted. But two conditions: set up 24 hours before and remove 24 hours after.
Now, can I ask, it seemed as though the gentleman representing Kiwanis was agreeable and understood the importance. Number one, there was the issue of inviting the vendors to be a part of the event. But also, he agreed that, he's going to have it at the same time, as you said, but also, let's say it's 2 months before that, he's going to send out something to all the businesses who will be affected, reminding them this is, upcoming. So is that something we could put in this grant? I don't know.
You're going to grant this year and then say it's conditioned upon.
No, not
next
saying
year
it's
you're
conditioned on
doing-
that, but like, whereas the board recognizes that he's
Could
agreed.
we have some?
I'll ask her, I'll speak about it.
Nice language added. Okay, we granted it from the bench.
Okay.
All right,
I'll have to double check on the decision because it might have already gone out.
Okay. 491, 92, 93, and 94 of 2025, West Hempstead MJC Foods. Those were multiple renewals of grants. Do I have any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Make a motion, file number 491 to 494 West Hempstead, various signs be granted as requested, 5 years with conditions.
Same conditions. Second, all in favor? Any opposed? Case 495 of 2025 Rockville Center. I'm going to hold that. I think we should because I think,
Chairman,
yes.
I would like to make a motion
Okay,
on case 495 of 2025. Location of property is 413 Rose Lane. We've looked at it, I think, enough. That property, you know, we had the neighbor in. The construction there is well over what it should be.
In
And
addition, it's here for construct and it's a maintain.
Right. They've already gone ahead. They were, you know, I believe someone was there from the building department. They didn't seem to take that into consideration at all. It's, was supposed to be a construct, it's a maintain because it's already been built. I move that it be denied.
Second.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So that means case 496 of 2025, Sarah and Michael Fulop.
Yep, I move the variance front yard setback 49625, that it be granted with conditions.
Porch remain open.
Is open.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed and abstentions? Case 497, case says 497, 498 of 2025 Merrick, Karen Dale Krantz. Do I have any comments or questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion? I got to amend the caption.
If I can just make one quick comment?
Yes.
Right ahead.
Yes, Ms. Pangallo, right after the case was heard, did go to the office, and she did in fact pay the fee for case 498 with respect to the rear yard setback that was needed. So I can, the board to be clear that that was in fact done, if the caption was to be amended.
I'm going to ask that we hold that case.
But I would like the caption to be amended, like on your notes, so when we readdress that matter, we can consider that too.
All right, I'd like to go out. All right.
The one in Merrick?
The one in Merrick.
That one will also, if it, depending on what we do with later, just for your notes, it's also a no enclosure.
Yes.
If granted. Yes.
Okay. Cases 499 and 500 of 2025 East Meadow, Pietro Siriani. Lot area occupied, side yard constructed, 2-story addition, 2nd-story addition, portico, all attached to dwelling. Do I have any comments from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I have some comments.
Go right ahead.
If we are to consider approving the pavilion, two things. I think that they've agreed to accept a condition that it no longer, that it cannot be further enclosed in any fashion. In addition to that, I would like us to put a condition in it, if we approve it, that once it is removed, it cannot be replaced later. So it's there for as long as it exists like this, but I don't want them to, you know, when it falls, I'm trying to say, I don't want them to have to bear the expense of taking it down right now. But once it's no longer there, I don't want them to like build a new one. Like I'm talking about the awning.
No, this the metal awning alongside the house that seemed to not encroach, but go right up to the property line. And I think the applicant testified that there was no gutter to prevent water from flowing on the adjoining property. Not that the adjoining property owner complained about it, but if you want to add a condition that they install a gutter, but that's up to the board. Silence.
I think we should have a gutter, I'm sorry. I want this space.
To be honest, I'm not even sure how that would work, because if you see the construction of that, it's like this metal thing kind of wraps around. Well, how would you attach?
Dry well.
Water were, I mean, maybe you could qualify because you're pretty good at regulating it.
Okay.
If you could qualify it to say
Should there be any water runoff on the neighbors, a gutter shall be installed.
Can I ask, is this one of the cases where the neighbors wrote letters in favor? Okay.
That's,
Well, there were several letters, but I'm thinking of the one owner whose property abuts the metal.
Yeah, I was just wondering if that was a person who came and put a letter in favor, because that would seem to indicate the runoff wasn't an issue. But okay.
All right.
Do you have what you need, Christine?
I believe so.
Okay.
Next case is I'm recused.
I didn't make a motion. Kim's going to make a motion.
So I make a motion on case 499 to 500 of 25 East Meadow, Pietro Siriani, that it's okay for approval with conditions that the portico and roof over remain open, and if there is runoff on this metal
awning,
that they should install gutters.
And if the the roof over is removed, there won't be any replacement.
Yes.
Okay. Any
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Christina,
Okay.
that's hard to write. Let me know. I don't mean because I can't.
All right. Cases 501 and 502 of 2025, Lauren Lefkowitz, now known as Lauren Margulis. That's the one with the height variance, and in addition to others. Any discussion from the board?
I have a discussion with the height. I think we should limit it to 30 feet and let them cut the attic down or the first floor, either one, it's up to them.
Both. Any other comments?
About the height?
Yep.
I wrote here that, hold on. Condition move AC to rear yard, but I don't know why I wrote that.
Because it was in the side yard. The plot plan showed it was in the side yard.
Let's see, is it here for that?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not here for that, so ignore that.
But they offered it.
Oh, that must be
You can make the, correct, they agreed to it, I believe that could be dealt with in a condition.
technically, it needed a side yard variance. It wasn't noticed, and I brought it to Patrick's attention last week. And Patrick spoke to Jacobs, and Jacobs said, we'll move it. We don't want to go for a side yard variance.
Right.
So that's how that came out.
Okay. So he offered it, so it's academic at this point?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I just wanted to clarify.
Okay, so
Motion.
I will, Mr. Mark, would you like to make this motion? Okay. As it relates to cases 501 and 502, the property is located at 819 Oakfield Avenue in Wantagh. I move that we grant the relief on case 501 for the lot area occupied to construct the front portico and vestibule, to construct the second story and second story additions, with the exception of the height variance. I move to deny the height variance. In addition, to grant the mother-daughter request, with a condition that they move, as proposed by the applicant, the AC units to the rear yard or somewhere where they don't require relief from this board.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I mean, I would.
Next case is 503 and 504 of 2025 West Hempstead. We need a secret determination on that before we move forward. Would someone like to make a secret determination?
Yeah.
Subdivision.
I'll take that like my children until you're done.
That's funny. I move that cases 502.
Hold on one second.
Sorry.
I believe the applicant did agree to send amended plans with respect to the side yard and setting the house back 4 feet.
Right, and
We should
the
get
board.
that. I think you're right.
I would have to
Right,
revisit.
so let's
make
wait for
sure.
that.
Yeah, we're gonna hold them. Hold them.
Needs to add a side yard for the AC. We're gonna grant, AC side yard.
Pardon?
Move over.
But that's why
I mean, I thought that
Thank
was
you.
very.
I agree.
thought that the neighbor was reasonable, and I thought that Mr. Minerva was a real professional.
Any administrative?
Well, we had to do Dennis Martin.
Oh, yeah, we have that other renewal.
We didn't do that one yet.
The renewal.
Okay.
Joe?
Renewal of a two-family dwelling, we granted for 5 years with the same conditions.
Second,
You're up to bat, Joe.
second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Any administrative?
I just mentioned it to him. I'm sure it's gonna take like five. Sure, I will definitely reach out. Yeah. Okay, so, starting up for phase one, after that, we did for the last year, and I did reach out to the folks involved with 38625, the 500 that we need plans, I'm still waiting for those.
Can you pull that file? Because I inspected that again, and there are some site issues with that. And I want to see again, the portion of the fence that's causing a safety issue turning onto Lido Boulevard, which is a death trap. I still not clear on if they came to the board for that, because it's a problem.
All right.
I was scared this morning.
Okay. We did get the information on the next case with respect to clarification of the size and type of vehicles that are being stored at the property. Yes, that is the Oceanside one. Okay. So he gave us the specs of the dumps that are being stored. Again, if you'd like to revisit the
Oceanside?
Yep. Okay, so next week's 440 of 25. I did get word from the applicant that a pool inspection has been scheduled for 9/24. Okay?
So does that mean we approve this or hold?
We should probably hold it until the, I have an update on actually the next one as well. This morning, we received an email from the expediter, and he made revisions to the site plan.
I'm going to show you guys photos of this, talk about it, and I'll tell you what a gorgeous backyard. It's like a park back there.
So he is increasing the side yard setback from 2 feet to 2.5 feet. And that is
For the shed?
That is for, yes, the shed with the shower. Yep, that's the shed with the shower.
That is a huge backyard that looks like a park.
Right.
This is,
yeah, so this is on the west side. Right there. And the plot plan shows the existence of a living fence, which provides an additional layer of screening. The client does understand that a permit needs to be filed for that. So again, a condition to be made that check. Beautiful trees. Fine. And there.
Okay, but I also, on this board, we've usually taken the position that if we want to fashion a solution, which often includes, not giving all the relief requested, we could also approve some things that weren't asked for as part of that resolution. So given that it's a benefit to the neighbors who were interested in this, to have that living fence there, would it make sense for us to grant that now, to bring it all in to, and because this guy wants that, and the other neighbors have it too. I don't know, I mean, I don't know what the.
My opinion is just solve the shed problems, grant that, and leave everything else the way it is.
But then what happens if they don't have the time to come get relief? The woman has some health issues, as she described, and then all of a sudden they go, okay, if we can't, we'll just carve it down.
The one thing I would suggest is that we at least
Great. So I will, as it relates to case 443 of 2025 in Lido, the property is at 86 Sands Court. It's the application of Mr. Richard Rubin, that we approve the shed with the outdoor shower in the location submitted recently on the renewed site plan, which increases the setback from the neighbor who we heard from during the hearing. And we look into whether or not the living fence, which benefits and the neighbor wants, is on the original plan that was filed for 30 days, to decide whether or not we should grant that, given it's there and the neighbor wants it. And I'd hate to have a scenario where the woman indicated has a condition that's getting progressively worse. And I'd hate for someone to just say, we don't have time, let's just chop it to 6, which would be to the detriment to the neighbors. So that's my motion.
Second.
No plumbing. Second.
you need plumbing for the shower.
Aye.
So
Yes.
It's
granted as
in
amended.
accordance with the new site plan.
that's the abbreviated.
against it,
Now
whether
see
it's
why Couture talks so
an
much.
over-intensive,
'Cause we need
whatever your
records to
thoughts are.
sustain our
I know that you were there.
Mhm.
I would just put that on, I would just
Are
say
you
that.
listening to
Yeah.
me?
I am.
So would you like?
everybody feel?
Well, I was there.
Who
Okay,
took my
okay,
best
fine.
friend and
I
made
was
him in?
there and, oh, sorry, no?
Yeah, so we're talking about case 260, 276 of 25?
Yeah, I took a ride over there, as there was people in opposition, and I just felt it's around a curve, it's a double yellow, there's a lot of traffic that goes by there. He already has 2 other garages on the property, and I feel like it would be excessive and honestly not safe.
And out of character.
Yes, and out of character for the neighborhood.
Would you like to
Well, I thought other people were going to say.
amplify on that?
No.
Anybody else want to amplify?
Anybody else?
Just that, I would say, Ms. Christine, I would say that it's also a request for a use variance, which has the most rigorous standards and the most rigorous test must be met. And I believe that test includes, things like, is there a different way to achieve this? I'm not sure if it's in that test or the other, but it's definitely applicable to our analysis here. He does say, in addition to the 2 garages he has, he also has an off-site place where he stores vehicles, because he has a lot of them, that the safety issues have already been mentioned, the detriment to the surrounding community, and it, as Ms. Perry indicated, it's out of character with the neighborhood. One moment.
Do you have the cheat sheet of my, cheat sheet of the?
I just want to take a moment and look at the other applicable standards to make sure that I cover each of the items that I do think apply in this matter. Okay, wait, no, this is area. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay, so, yeah, it can't realize reasonable return on the property, otherwise hardship is in question, is unique and does not apply to a substantial portion of the district. In this case, the requested relief will not alter the essential character. You mentioned, Ms. Perry mentioned character, I agree, and the alleged hardship is not self-created. In this case, I'm not sure there actually is a hardship, right, but to the extent that that the gentleman wants to put an extra garage in addition to the 2 he has, plus the off-site space, it doesn't outweigh the detriment to the community, and it is his own, if you want to call it a hardship. The situation is self-created because he could, rent additional space off-site or put cars elsewhere, and it's definitely out of character with the neighborhood. It looks sort of industrial, even though they're not doing garage work there. Other than their own, it does sort of create, having a 4-car garage, a 2-car garage, and another garage, all in that area and cutting extra curb cut, just it seemed to me out of the character of the neighborhood.
And also the neighbor testified that there is garage work being done. The next door neighbor on the right, the woman with her kids and the mother-in-law, and she said that they hear noises at all times of the night, in the morning early, and so she said that the son that lives there is working on cars, whether they're model cars or whatever. So that was put into testimony, and it doesn't fit in with the neighborhood as far as I'm concerned.
Out of character.
All right, so you made your motion, right, Kim?
No, just stated her observations upon visit.
Do you want to make a motion?
I make a motion on file number 276 at 25 Seaford, Christian Fackersh, use variance to construct 4-car garage forward of the dwelling with less than required front and rear yard setbacks on Siemens Neck Road be denied.
Second.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
The smart move for him would just be literally to.
Okay, so lastly, I did reach out to the applicant's attorney with respect to the last two cases we have on the reserve calendar. You'll recall that the lots were split like a 43-58, so they're going to submit amended plans with a more even split. Okay?
So we'll wait
So-
for that.
We have extensions of time. It's case 553, 532 rather, 531, 532. It's in Merrick. It's 60 Merrick Avenue LLC. It's a use and maintain. The board granted this application on January 8th, 2025. It's the first time they need an extension. They need to secure a permit. The applicant is Rico's Pizza. We have any, grant them a, Mark, what do you say, buddy? 9-month extension of time?
I agree with whatever you said.
What's it to do?
9 months.
Pick up?
To secure a permit. We have case number 796, 797, 802, 803, 804, 7 Columbus Avenue, Corporation Christine DeAngelis to maintain.
Wait, are those cases related? Why are they written that way?
They're
Like, there's
related.
only one case number.
There's probably rehearings.
Oh, no, that's a date. Those are both dated. Yeah,
Yeah.
because these are two very different cases, right?
Yes.
The one with the CO, do we have pictures?
Let's see.
That's the ones we're supposed to have.
Made a motion to deny the modification, request for modification. Do I have a second?
I second it.
All